Dust rose beneath the rumble of engines. A line of black motorcycles cut through the sleepy town like a moving shadow. People turned to look, some with fear, some with curiosity. It wasn't every day that a biker gang rolled through a place like Willow Creek. At the front rode Kane, broad shoulders, leather jacket faded from years on the road, eyes hidden behind dark sunglasses. On the corner of Maple Street, near the old bakery, a small figure sat on the curb. A little girl, no older than 8, knees pulled to her chest, shoulders shaking quietly. Her pink backpack lay beside her, dusty and torn. She didn't look up when the engines grew louder. She just kept staring at the ground, tears rolling down her cheeks, leaving clean streaks on her dusty face. Before I tell you what happened next, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Valley. And tell me where you're watching from. The gang slowed. Engines idled, filling the air with a low growl. People froze at their windows, whispering. Mothers pulled their children closer. Kane cut his engine first. One by one, the others followed. Silence fell, the kind that hums with tension. Kane swung off his bike and walked toward the girl. Heavy boots on cracked pavement. Black leather against soft daylight. The little girl finally looked up. Her eyes were red, but they weren't afraid, just lost. What happened, kid? His voice was rough but low. She didn't answer. She only pointed toward a small house down the road. Its windows were broken. The front gate leaned sideways. A faded for sale sign swung weakly in the breeze. From behind the curtains of nearby shops, townsfolk watched. Their faces were tight with suspicion. Everyone knew the reputation of biker gangs. Trouble, noise, chaos. No one expected them to stop. Kane crouched down slowly, removing his sunglasses. His eyes, surprisingly gentle, met hers. You alone? He asked. She nodded weakly. Her small fingers clutched the straps of her torn backpack. A bruise darkened her arm. It spoke louder than words. The men exchanged glances. Rough faces softened. A silent understanding passed between them. Kane turned to his crew. Tank, Ace. Check the house. 2 bikers moved, their heavy steps echoing down the street. The girl watched, confused but not afraid. Moments later, Tank returned, shaking his head. Empty. Place looks abandoned. No food, no power. Kane stood. He looked down the quiet street, then back at the girl. She whispered, almost too soft to hear. Mama said she'll come back. But she didn't. It hit them like a sudden wind. This wasn't mischief. This was abandonment. Kane exhaled slowly. His rough exterior didn't crack, but something shifted. He turned to his crew and nodded. Without a word, they moved. One went to a nearby diner, another to a store. A third wheeled his bike closer and pulled out a spare jacket. The townsfolk watched as these men, feared and misunderstood, began moving with quiet precision. Food bags appeared, a warm jacket wrapped around her shoulders. One biker knelt beside her, fixing the broken zipper on her backpack. Another gently wiped her tears with a clean bandana. Inside the diner, whispers grew. What are they doing? Why are they helping her? I thought they were trouble. The waitress peered through the window, stunned. Kane walked to the sheriff's office 2 blocks away. The sheriff met him at the door, hand resting near his holster. We don't need trouble, he said. Kane replied calmly. Neither does she. His voice didn't waver. He told the sheriff what they'd found. The sheriff listened, for once not to a criminal, but to a witness. By the time Kane returned, the girl was sitting on Tank's bike, laughing softly as he showed her how the horn worked. The sound was small, hesitant, but it was the first laugh anyone had heard from her that day. News spread fast. By sunset, the diner offered her free meals. A retired teacher volunteered to help. The sheriff's office began searching for her mother. The whole town, once watching in fear, was now moving in compassion. The bikers didn't stay for praise. Before dawn the next day, their engines roared again. They left a note at the diner for the girl. You're not alone anymore. Your road guardians. She kept that note tucked inside her repaired backpack for years. The townsfolk never looked at bikers the same way again. The gang that arrived like a storm left behind something quieter, stronger, a ripple of unexpected kindness. Sometimes, the loudest hearts speak in quiet actions. If this story moved you, like, comment, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to Kindness Valley for more untold stories.